The Alchemist. What you just heard and saw there was an excerpt from the video for the song Pathological from the band Mythosphere from the album of the same name. This is an absolutely fantastic album of heavy, dark, progressive doom metal. I am a big fan of doom metal, but honestly, I get bored when bands just play slow all the time. It's the same thing for really any style. I get bored if it's a thrash band that just plays fast all the time. But with doom, if it's too slow all the time, it loses the impact for me. Not the case on this album. This is just great. What I described earlier, progressive doom. There's all kinds of tempo changes and key changes and stuff going on in this music, which really makes this a really, really cool album, in my opinion. For fans of there's elements of traditional metal in this for me. There's elements of 70s metal, 70s progressive, and also that doom metal element there, and all sort of mixed together makes for a really fantastic and interesting and exciting listen. All the songs on this album, they all kind of have their own feel to them, and there's a lot of twists and turns in these songs, which I think really keeps your interest there and makes you want to listen along, because you don't really know what's coming up next with some of these songs, but it all works. And the band consists of Dana Ort on guitar and vocals. Dana has a really cool, tons of range to his voice, high tenor type of sound, and he uses it very effectively with the melodies in these songs. And that's another thing that keeps this very interesting, is that Dana's voice, he's able to use his range to come up with some really catchy and hooky melodies through these songs. Victor Arduini on guitar, he's a founding member of the progressive metal band Fate's Warning. There is some fantastic guitar interplay on this album between Dana and Victor. Just all kinds of just great lead playing all over this. Ron Fez McGinnis on bass. His bass is nice and warm and really supports the heavy sound of the band. And on drums, we have a gentleman by the name of Darren McCloskey. If you even just a casual fan of the Lair, you should recognize Darren's name. He does Sabbath Sunday with me. He also does the Black Sabbath podcast with me, and Darren's drums just sound fantastic on this album. I told him in private conversation that I think this is one of the best drum sounds he's ever gotten. No surprise that Darren is a fan of Bill Ward and Bill Ward's style of playing, and I hear that in the way Darren plays. He plays really to the song. He plays drum parts that add to the song, and you can hear that he kind of listens and reacts to what he's hearing coming from the guitars and everything, and just really cool, because again, it all adds to the sound of the band. The album was recorded and mixed by Noel Mueller. It's also produced by Noel in the band, and it was mastered by Arthur Ricks, and the sound of the album is just great, man. It is really clear but really punchy, but yet it has a little bit of a dark hue to it that just adds to the atmosphere of these doomy progressive songs, and Darren and I are both big fans of 70s heavy rock and metal and stuff like that, so it feels like there's a little bit of that feel, a 70s vibe to it, but yet it still sounds modern and punchy and strong, like you would expect to hear from a big budget, big record label recording. I mean, this album can stand up there with any of them sonically. It sounds really, really great, and I've had the CD, was in my car for weeks, and I just really enjoyed listening to it and cranking it up. I will be leaving links in the description down below for Mythosphere's Bandcamp page, where you can get more information on the band and where you can go to purchase a physical copy of this fantastic CD. So if you're a fan of doom metal, if you're a fan of progressive stuff like Fate's Warning, if you're a fan of 70s heavy rock, there is just something for all you people out there. If you're a fan of even traditional metal, I also hear that element to this album. So there is just a lot to really like about this record. Okay, so we just heard and saw the video that they had for the song Pathological. I'm going to play an excerpt now from the song A King's Call to Arms. And this one, King's Call to Arms. This one has a nice, heavy kind of groove to it. You know, the guitar's chugging really down low. Again, the production on this album really helps bring out the strength of the guitars on here. If I haven't said it already, I love the sound of the guitars on this, really thick and full. And Dana's vocals, because he has such a fantastic range, he's able to just soar over the top of this, and it's just great. So, okay, here, check out an excerpt from the song King's Call to Arms from Mythosphere and their new album, Pathological. Okay, that was a little excerpt from the song King's Call to Arms from the new Mythosphere album, Pathological. Next, I'm going to play for you a song called Walk in Darkness. And this is where I was talking about earlier, where I also hear kind of a 70s progressive vibe to this. I hear almost like a Wishbone Ash. Like if Wishbone Ash had much heavier guitars, you know, maybe this is what they would sound like. I love the riff here that they're playing at the beginning of this song. It's super chuggy, but yet it's sort of interesting rhythmically, and the melody line in it is really cool. I just love the guitar interplay here in this song and the way the band just locks into this groove. So let's check out a little bit of Walk in Darkness from Mythosphere. Darkness from Mythosphere, a little excerpt there for you. Okay, so that's all I've got to say on this band. This is just a really, really cool album. I love the heaviness of it. It just touches on all the things that I like, the 70s element, the progressive, the traditional metal, the doom metal, and it mixes them together in a really great way around some great songs with some really great, catchy melodies. So this is definitely a top album of 2022 for me. This came out not really that long ago. I think maybe in November. I think it came out. So please make sure you check out the links down below. I'm also going to be leaving a link to the Pathological video. You can check out that. I'll get all kinds of information on the band. You can purchase the CD or download it on Bandcamp. I'll leave that in the description down below. I'm going to take you out from, go back to the video that I played at the beginning here, Pathological, but it's going to be at the end of the video. And this song is just great. It sort of sums up the whole album. There's a little bit of everything in this particular song. You get Dana's soaring vocals. You get some fast stuff here, some great guitar soloing in it. You get the progressive elements, these tempo changes here, and this is one of my favorite parts. I love the verse in this song. The melody that Dana sings over it is so cool with those chugging guitars underneath it. Is just, I love it. But I especially like the end here when it sort of breaks off into this almost psychedelic kind of trippy thing with the guitars picking out the notes and everything, and the song goes out on that. So I'm going to take you out here with the song Pathological, the end of the song here from the video. Check that out. Make sure you support the band, and we'll see you again. I was going to say it the next Sabbath Sunday. I'm thinking of Darren. I have Darren on my mind here, so I'm thinking, he said, this isn't Sabbath Sunday. But we will see you again, and until then, make sure you stay heavy, stay metal.